Time goes by so slowly. 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 Time goes by so slowly.
Wait, what do I mean by thank you? Like, what am I doing with this video? What am I trying to say? Well, I'll tell you, because we have like 10 minutes left, and I'll get it to you, don't worry. So, first of all, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the end of the year. We have officially made it. All 12, I can't count 12 with my hands. Imagine the 2 toes on my feet. We've made it through all 12 videos for this year. Let's go through the list here. Why are things cool? I actually shrunk my PC. This car is older than me. Why can't we divide by 0? There will never be another Motch SMP. The Nerf duel. How did we get here? Have you ever wanted to escape? How I took my life back? Fear of the unknown? How to make a YouTube video and leaving the smart trap. That's 12 videos right there. Pretty insane. Only a few of them actually did good. And by good, I mean got more than 300 views. But the few, we'll say, that actually did, I think 2, were probably my best videos, at least editing-wise. A lot has changed this year. I mean, first of all, I started the year with a long, luscious head of hair, and now we're down to the crew cut, essentially. I had the Motch cast, and multiple channels for multiple niches. Now I have 1. So let's go through it one by one. Why are things cool? This video was my first attempt at a real abstract thought video, and it started with me going to Iceland and filming an intro that I wouldn't use until January. I found a research study and put it into ChatGPT, it summarized it for me, and I listed off all the stuff in the snow. Pretty basic. Of this year of posting videos, it's my 3rd most viewed video, and it's, I think, my 7th video most viewed of all time, and that was basically the introduction into the year. Like, why are things cool? I actually did pretty good. Second video, I actually shrunk my PC. This video I had to make because using that big case in the back, remember when it was back there? It was awful, and it wasn't efficient, it wasn't space efficient, it wasn't time efficient, I couldn't move it, I couldn't use it. Now, the PC fits under my desk. And this was actually the first time I really built a computer. I didn't actually build one before. I don't know if you can see in the background there, but there's a big cardboard box, and that is my future case for my future computer, which I will be getting for college, in case I want to keep doing this. Third video, this car is older than me. This was a setup tour, and it was also an introduction into me being 16 at the time and having my license and driving around in this very stylish car. Most of that setup tour is outdated, so I might do another one in the future, but I don't know about that. Why can't we divide by 0? This is the 4th one, and this is the one that I love and hate, because it's my 2nd most viewed video of this year, but it's my least favorite. Because the whole time I'm like, why can't we divide by 0? You know? I don't like that. I don't like being like Vsauce or Veritasium. I'm not built like that. I am not Veritasium pilled. I don't have the knowledge. I was reading off of a script, which was cool, you know, and it was revolutionary for me, but I sounded like I was talking from a script. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the camera. And that's the difference. I talked about math and computer science and law of conservation, like all these things that had no weight. So it's my least favorite, but it is a pretty good quality video with the video production and with the sound design. Next one. There will never be another Motch SMP. This is my passion project. I worked on this for 3 months, I think. I posted this video the month that the first Motch SMP 2.0 video was posted. I did a lot of interviews and I did a lot of context dumping because most of the videos I posted from the first Motch SMP were not good, even though they have some charm to them, you know, early Motch days. They didn't have a lot of substance. They were very short, very packed. And there was a lot missing. I did a lot of time lapses. I didn't talk about a lot of stuff. I just left a lot of stuff out because I had to at the time. With the Motch SMP 2.0, the videos were a little longer and they were packed, but those were still rushed. So this video is basically like, hey, not only am I going to summarize everything that happened and add more, but I'm also going to tell you guys about the Motch Remastered channel, which currently doesn't exist anymore, where I posted all of these episodes of the Motch SMP 2.0 remastered with the extra footage that I cut out for time and none of the talking head stuff. So it was basically a video of me like discussing how the Motch SMP changed my life and how it'll probably never happen again. And me also learning that most of the people I interviewed did not feel the same because they weren't nearly as invested. My name was on it, theirs wasn't, you know? Next video, the Nerf duel. This is me and Mysterium going at it with Nerf guns, and it was really fun. It took me an entire month of work, and it showed because it was very polished. I had camera angles out the wazoo. Me and him went to Walmart and bought guns, Nerf guns, and just had so much fun the night before. I posted that on the second channel. That's now on the Motch archive as well. And I ended up winning with 1 life left, which was cool. The next video was in July. How did we get here? Basically everything from the beginning of my career as a YouTuber to now. I've already talked about a lot of this on Lectum. I talked about a lot of this on Mitchell Motch. Talked a lot about this in podcasts and stuff, so I was really retreading a lot of the same ground. I also made a second channel video to accompany this where I made a cake. That was pretty fun. Next one, have you ever wanted to escape? This was a square aspect ratio, which was new for me, and I'll probably never do it again. It was a pretty nice video though. I talked about my experience with escapism and YouTube and how it can be toxic, but also the benefits of escapism and why we need to escape, you know, because sometimes real life can be daunting. So going into a hobby or going into a workplace could be helpful. Next video is kind of similar, how I took my life back. This is about me trying to use a screen time monitoring app and restricting apps on my phone and using my iPod for music to reduce my screen time. It didn't work because, you know, my last video for this year was about how I actually left the smart trap. But essentially I talked about all the benefits of not using your phone and how you need to replace not using your phone with something else to do with your hands. And I provided an option for people who have the willpower to just not use their phone to make it a little easier. But most people, including myself, don't have that willpower because we've been raised on it or we've been exposed to it from such an early age where it's hard to imagine a life without it. Fear of the unknown. This was my October Halloween video. I finally did a Halloween themed video. It was a fear video, but it was more about anxiety and sadness. Because I talked about my childhood and how I always needed to know when everything was happening. I needed to have a routine. I needed to have everything set up down to the minute. This video was about me discovering that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to not know what's going to happen next. This video is basically not only just me talking about agnosophobia or the fear of the unknown, but also me confronting my fear of abandonment, my fear of not being remembered, my fear of not being loved, my fear of not being adequate. All these fears that I pretended not to have a year ago, but I really do have. And even my fear of my girlfriend leaving me. I started dating Avery in August of 2025 this year. And for 3 months, it was pretty okay, pretty good, pretty okay. It was great. It was the best relationship I had up to this point in my life. But over time, some things started to develop. Essentially, I just didn't feel like a priority. I'm not trying to give you all of this because she's a great person and I will always vouch for her. But I just don't think that this relationship was meant to happen. It ended amicably. And this video is the pinnacle of like what I was initially afraid of is I don't want to lose her. I care about her so much. And for the first time in my life, I think, I'm okay with who I am. I'm okay with being single. So my fear was valid to some extent, but that fear it created a drive in me to move on and cope with myself. I think that the love that I showed her and the love that I expressed with this video was still valid and in some cases still is, but it's not the same anymore. Next video is how to make a YouTube video from start to finish. This is one of my long-awaited videos because I wanted to make a video, because I've talked about editing, how to edit like a YouTuber, but I've never really discussed from the beginning of the inception of the idea to the posting of it, what you should do. I tried my best. It was a 24-minute video. It was everything, like everything I did for the video that I posted about everything I do. I talked about editing, I talked about recording, I talked about equipment, I talked about everything that people don't really think about immediately, like what software you should use, how much it's going to cost, should you have a really expensive camera or a really expensive microphone, which one should you get, you know, all these things. I ended the video pretty demotivated because around Thanksgiving, which is when this was posted, I was immensely depressed. This video was posted shortly before I broke up with Avery. It was, I think, Wednesday, the 26th. I was sitting out in the rain, in the cold, and I was crying. I was depressed. I was really upset, and I didn't know why. I kept asking, why? Like, I was genuinely bawling, and I had never done that. Or at least, I hadn't done it in so long. It was so unfamiliar to me. I was in the backseat of my car, crying. And I was texting Avery, and I was so upset. I didn't know why, and she was comforting me. And she was telling me it's gonna be okay, you know, because I'm not suicidal. I know how good my life is. I never, since I was in 4th grade, have had the desire to kill myself. I know that my life is good. So this was not a moment of me being like, oh, I should kill myself. This was a moment of like, why am I sad? You know? And I think it was a culmination of a few things that I won't get into. I did stress Avery out by making her feel like I was like depressed, because I was. And I feel sorry that I did that. Sometimes you need to let the emotions out. Guys, I know that sometimes it feels big and macho and tough to put all your emotions in here and never touch them, but those can fester. Those can build up. Clearly something was missing. Clearly something was neglected. And that's what that was for. So at the end of the video, how to make a YouTube video, you see me very like monotone, very like, yeah, that's pretty much all you gotta do. I tried to amp up my voice, but I really couldn't. I was out of it. So that leads me to my final video, leaving the smart trap. So this video, it's one of the shorter ones of this year, to be honest, but it is probably my best video of all time. My best looking, my best sounding, my best edited video ever. This is recency bias, but this video has potential to be my best video of all time. And it's shorter. The video has substance. It's not a 14-minute video about screen zen and, you know, using an iPod. It's a 12-minute video with everything that I talked about, everything I'm going to do in 7 minutes, and then a few minutes of me setting it up, and then another couple minutes of talking about it and ending the video short. That's what I'm hoping to do. Make 10 to 15-minute videos that are packed and filled with substance and no fluff. No, let me repeat the same thing I said 12 times. No. So that was a great improvement for me. It was the culmination of everything I've done this year. All of the video editing, all of the audio, all of the dialogue, all of the concept that I've been working on this year. It shows in this video. In this video, I basically just ditch the smartphones. I'm using this, a Google Pixel 5, and I will show you exactly what my home screen looks like. That's it. So, that's every video I've done this year. Every video that I have posted for the 12-month challenge that I set for myself. Some months I wasn't sure I was going to be able to make a video. Some months I felt like I was out of it. Some videos just felt unnecessary. But sometimes you have to do things that you don't necessarily need to do to see why you wanted to do it in the first place. So let's wrap this up. I want to talk about a few things, and then I'll let you guys have 2026 to yourselves. All of my secondary, tertiary channels are on the Motch archive right now. None of them are public anymore on their original channels, but all of the videos that I posted on them are in playlists there. And this will be the only channel that I actively post on. And I think that's for the better. Okay, what else is changing? My setup has changed a lot. I have a record player, I have vinyl records, I don't know if you can see them in this angle. I have speakers, I'm getting rid of all of my filming equipment because the phone you're watching footage from right now is the 16E, not the 15 Pro Max. This phone will shortly follow that after I get the SIM card in the Google Pixel 5, which isn't currently able to make calls, but we'll get that fixed soon. Over the years, I've done so many videos. I've made so many series, I've posted so many commentaries and vlogs and compilations. I needed to do it, I thought, at the time, because I make YouTube videos. That's my thing. Ever since I was 8, 9 years old, I was broken. I needed YouTube as a coping mechanism for my parents getting divorced and me moving 7 times and not having any friends. That was my therapy. That was my religion. So over time, I became more and more obsessed and more focused and hyper specific on everything that I did with YouTube. And finally started editing and got a computer and got thousands of dollars worth of recording equipment, but I never truly needed it. I thought I did, because I didn't know what the alternative was. But as I've done this monthly challenge, and I've actively felt myself burn out, I've actively felt myself not want to make a video, and I think that's what's going to change. Starting in 2026, I will not be posting any videos. Unless that video really festers itself in my brain, really delves deep into my subconscious and doesn't let me sleep, doesn't let me walk without thinking about it. Because I have an incredible potential on YouTube. I know it. I have an incredible passion for this hobby, not career. But starting next year, I won't prioritize YouTube anymore. Starting next year, I'm done. For the foreseeable future, I'm done. For years, I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is my job. But the more time I spend with anything else, the more time I spend with people I love, the more time I spend discovering things that I didn't know I liked, the more I realize that YouTube isn't necessary. The more I discover that, as of right now, I don't love it. So I'm stepping down from Motch for the next, who knows how long, how many months or years. I don't know when I'll be back, is what I'm saying. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think that you should be upset. I don't think that you should be disappointed. I don't think that you should be worried, because I know exactly who I am. And I know the positive and negative effects of doing YouTube for me. I'm not saying I don't want to see you again. I could have structured this a little better, but I wanted to say this. You will see me again. You will see me in another video in the future. I don't know when it will be. It might be July. It might be 2027. I don't know. But I'll make a video. I'll be back. Because I really don't know what's going to happen next year, but I know who I am. So I want to express my appreciation from the bottom of my heart for all these years, all the people who have stuck around. Thank you. So, essentially, I'm starting 2026 with no plans to make YouTube videos, no girlfriend, and nothing but running, working, and working out as well, going to the gym. I didn't mention that, did I? Some people might see this as bleak and sad, others might see this as hopeful and exciting. I don't know which one you are, but that's all I got. I don't know quite exactly where 2026 will take me, but I know what I'll be doing. I'll be working harder. I'll be keeping up with the things that I need, the things that I love unconditionally, and the things that I love healthily. There's so much potential that I've just wasted.
Like, I hate wasted potential. That shit crushes your spirit. It really does. It crushes your soul.
Coolness isn't just some broad category, and a video every month for 12 months. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Why can't we divide by 0? You're either living or you're dying. If there's one thing I should say, it's thank you. How do you escape? The best course of action is to make the most of it. It's okay to not be okay. So don't stress too much, because at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. I took my life back. Woohoo! I'm starting a new tradition on the Motch Squared channel. I've been making comics for 7 years, and I hope you'll consider getting an MP3 player. Whoa, dude, why are you dragging me around? Do you want to push me around? Drag you around? Ladies and gentlemen, today we're making a cake. Happy birthday, by the way. So in less than 24 hours, I'm getting my hair cut. I'm getting my hair dyed.
Honestly, I am the biggest fan of it.
This is the Airfly Pro.